So today I'm filming kind of on an impulse. I wasn't really planning on filming a video today. I have class in 2 hours, so I need to leave for class in an hour. So I wasn't really planning on filming a video today, but I didn't get to film one yesterday, but I wanted to. So we're filming today, yay! I also hadn't really decided what video I wanted to film, so I just decided that 2 seconds ago. So today I'm going to be talking to you about the language barrier in Japan. So a little bit of background. When I came to Japan about a month ago, I only knew the basics of Japanese. I knew all the basic phrases like good morning, excuse me, thank you, all of those. And I knew very limited vocabulary, if really much at all. I studied I studied Japanese the summer before I came here, so last summer. The semester previous to this, I made it my job to learn hiragana, which is the most basic Japanese alphabet. And I did successfully learn all of hiragana, and then I studied a little bit of Japanese over the summer. So coming here, I knew the basics. Knowing hiragana was not really helpful at all, especially since I don't know that much vocabulary, so even if I could read something, I didn't know what it meant. But it is definitely where you need to start if you want to learn Japanese. You need to start with hiragana and katakana. I would definitely say that learning katakana is just as important, if not more important, than learning hiragana. So hiragana is used for basic Japanese words, and then katakana is used for borrowed words. So in Japanese, there are some words that come from English, and those will be written with katakana. Like the word camera is katakana because it's an English word. And katakana is very useful to know because it is used a lot, especially in public, like on signs. And the fantastic thing about katakana is, if you know how to read it, you can pretty much work out what the word means because it's going to sound basically the same as it does in English. I didn't learn katakana, and I'm currently learning it right now because I realized how useful it would be if I knew it. The last form of Japanese other than hiragana and katakana is kanji. Kanji is like the shorter, more complicated form of hiragana. So if you write in hiragana, you'll have these incredibly long sentences, which is why they have kanji, so you can condense things down more. So now let's get into the actual language barrier with interacting with people in Japan. So the place that this mostly comes up is in like convenience stores and when you go shopping and you're talking to the clerk. There's not really that much interaction unless they ask you if you want a bag, if you want some chopsticks, and sometimes they ask if you have a card. For me, this hasn't been a problem because I can use context to figure out what they're saying. Like there have been times where I've only had one item, they ask me a question. I assume they're asking if I want a bag or not. Sometimes they'll ask if you have a card, and the word for card in Japanese is kado, so you can listen for that word. So at least in terms of that, context really helps you out. So I haven't really had a problem there. When it becomes a problem is when like strangers or like the guards at school will try to tell me something and I won't understand, so they'll have to like act things out for you so you can understand. It's also a problem when you need to go do something official, like you need to go to the post office or you need to get your address registered. You don't know what you're supposed to do or where you're supposed to go. Japan is really helpful in that it provides English in a lot of places. Almost all of the train stations and the subway stations have English on all of the signs. which is super useful for figuring out where you need to go. I would not be able to go anywhere if they didn't have English. So I think problems might arise if you get lost somewhere or you don't know where you're supposed to be going, or maybe you're in a new place, like a new shop or a museum or something, and you're not really sure where you're supposed to go or what you're supposed to do. And it can be really hard to ask someone if you don't know any Japanese to communicate what you need at all. Some Japanese people know English, but it's not something you can count on. And oftentimes, if you say a basic phrase to someone in Japanese, they will immediately start talking to you very quickly in Japanese. I have heard conversations in Japanese go on that my friends who know Japanese and are like talking to someone who is Japanese, and I just sit there like, I have no idea what you're saying. Because they talk very quickly and it's hard for me to even pick up on any words that I know. So in terms of advice, so if you want to come to Japan, even if it's just to visit or even if it's to live here for a while, I would definitely say learn hiragana and learn katakana. Those are the basic things that you need to start with. If you really sit down and like grind through, you can learn hiragana and katakana in a month or 2 months. So those are the two basic things. I would also say learn the basic phrases, learn how to say good morning, hello, thank you, excuse me, I'm sorry, all of those things. It might also be good to learn common vocabulary, like for a bus, the station, like a convenience store, other things like that, just to help you get around and be able to read a few signs. A textbook that is very helpful to have is the Genki textbook, and I would show you, but I'm currently using that as a tripod for my camera, so I can't pick it up and show you. But the textbooks are widely used. It's what we use in my class here. It's what we use in Japanese classes back at home. It's super helpful. When I was trying to learn, I was just using the textbook. I didn't have the workbook. But now that I have the workbook, it is so much more helpful, and it is like reinforcing the things that I read, and it's really helping me learn much more. So if you get the textbook, definitely get the workbook as well, because it really reinforces things and it makes sure that you are actually learning. And also it has hiragana, katakana, and kanji writing practice in the back of it. That has been so helpful in learning and memorizing all of them for me. And if you have the workbook, it's actually super easy to go through the chapter, read the chapter, do some of the practice that you can by yourself, and then go to the workbook and do all of the practice in the workbook that you just learned from the chapter. It's super comprehensive. You can do it on your own. I don't think you need a teacher for it. It might be helpful if you are taking a Japanese language class to kind of answer any questions that you don't have or reinforce things. If you have the opportunity to take a Japanese language class before you come to Japan, I would definitely suggest that you do that. To me, it would have been so helpful if I had been able to learn Japanese before I came here. At my home institution back in America, they don't offer Japanese classes, which is why I was trying to learn it on my own. I will say, I get really anxious to go travel to new places by myself because I don't know Japanese, and if I have to like buy a ticket to get in somewhere, I'm so afraid that I won't know how to ask for it, or I won't know how to get the right one, or they'll ask me a question and I won't know what they're saying. So I have limited myself to only going to places that are familiar to me or that I know I won't have to interact with someone, because it just scares me so much to like get flustered and not understand. I feel so bad when I don't understand what someone is saying and I have to ask like one of my friends to interpret for me. because I am in their country. They shouldn't have to accommodate to me. I should learn and know the language if I am going to be living here for 4 months. So it makes me feel so bad whenever I don't understand someone. So definitely, even if you just want to visit for a week or a month, definitely learn the basics. It will help you so much, and it will make it easier for Japanese people that you're interacting with if they don't know much English. Hopefully I covered everything that I wanted to. I didn't write anything down for this video, so hopefully when I'm editing this, I'm not like, oh, I should have said this. If there is anything I forgot to say, I will probably add it in like the forms of a caption somewhere throughout this video. If I did, you will have seen it already. Hopefully I covered everything. If you have any questions whatsoever on the language barrier, about Japanese, about anything at all, other video ideas you want me to see, please let me know in the comments. I love getting questions. I hope you liked the video. I hope it was helpful in some way. Let me know if you're gonna come visit Japan. I would love to meet anybody who comes here. I would love to hear about your experience if you have already been to Japan or if you have visited in the past. Also, I want to know more about my viewers. I know we don't have very many right now. But I really appreciate those of you who watch these videos and those of you who actually stay to the end. I know I make really long videos. I have no idea how people make shorter videos. Like, I just sit down and I talk and talk and talk. Oh, I don't know how people make like 5-minute videos. Oh, but I want to know more about you guys. I want to know, I think something like 75% of my viewers are in Japan, so I want to know if you live in Japan and watch these videos. Are you Japanese? Or are you people who are visiting here or studying abroad here like I am? I want to know if you're from America and you're interested in Japan. I want to know where you're from and why you like these videos. Alright, I think that is it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a big old thumbs up. A big old thumbs up. Comment down below. Don't forget to subscribe. Grow the fam. I will be trying to make weekly sit-down videos, I think, whenever I get the chance like this. Next week, I think I want to make a little favorites video from my first month in Japan of all the cool things that I found here, so definitely stick around for that next week. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time. Bye! My throat hurts. I just talked for like 20 minutes straight. Literally the most I've ever talked. Excuse me. Oh. This is my janky tripod. Literally all of my books.